Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So it seems that the bounce back is happening, or the fight back you could say, for a lot of the commodities, not only in America but around the world. This is on the back of decent jobs data that came out yesterday in the hope that America will not slide into a recession, and also trying to avoid the Fed doing an emergency rate cut before September. So with that, we've seen a pickup on the indices. Gold has slightly seen roughly about a $20 jump in the last 24 hours. So it's really seeing that we could have more of an opportunity for a bullish retracement in the near term at least. So let's just get straight onto the charts. On the S&P first of all, as you can see here, after the worst performing day since 2022, the S&P had the best performing day since 2022. So it is really swings in the market. Every time we see quite a prolific downturn, we always get that pullback, well, most of the time anyway, when there has been a correction in the market. So with that being said, we are now seeing price action hovering, well, not hovering, we actually saw a break above this particular gap here. Every time we see a gap in the market, we are looking to see if that's going to have any significance, if it's going to be a runaway gap and keep on progressing lower, or if there's going to be an exhaustive gap, an exhaustion, and then prices will start moving a bit higher. The real test will be if the S&P can rise above this second gap here to move towards 5470, roughly around this area here. This will be, and hold of course, this will be quite a big move, but probably a heavy resistance as well. So we're just waiting to see if that's going to happen, and obviously the next peak will be roughly about 5570, approximately around that area. So looking good for the S&P to get back into this kind of bullish rhetoric that we've seen for the most of the last couple of years actually. But let's just quickly go straight onto the NASDAQ, pretty much performing the same direction, but we are seeing more of a hesitancy on the 4-hour chart at the moment for the NASDAQ. So we've covered the first gap just about, so we're just waiting to see now if we're going to have these particular gaps being filled before possibly moving towards another record peak. It is a long way away at the moment. Obviously earnings season has been very good for a lot of the small players in the market, not only the mega cap tech stocks, but the small companies as well haven't had a bad earnings season. So we'll see if that's going to continue and if there's going to be any more surprises in store. But the NASDAQ pretty much moving like the S&P, and the RSIs for both are majorly oversold, which could mean that we should see a slight bounce back into the neutral area, which could then mean price action could shoot a little bit higher. But again, every time we have gaps in the market, just be careful that if price action does not cover the gap quite significantly, then we could actually just keep on moving lower, which we pretty much have done every time we've had this gap here. But obviously we hit a bottom roughly about 1750 on the NASDAQ, so that's helped price action a little bit. Looking on the Dow as well, not so prolific in gaps, to be honest. It just had a very big decline, very big 500 to 600 point move to the downside, and then we just had a slight consolidation before possibly moving a bit higher. Obviously the Dow Jones has less companies making up the list that the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 do. So, you know, when we do get a bit of a hit in the Dow, it does actually really start pushing it higher or lower depending on the news. So just have that in mind as well. So taking you into the weekend, just obviously have a look at any big fundamental news events. Not too many today. China has seen a little spike higher in their CPI data, and we've got Canadian inflation data later as well. So we're just seeing now, will the Bank of Canada move a little bit early as well? Bank of England as well, looking to have more shake-ups on their rate monetary policy. So will the Fed finally in September start cutting rates? Obviously it's a couple of months away, but we'll let you know. Well, actually that's just over a month away now. So we'll let you know all the latest in the fundamentals and technicals as usual. So stick with us, stay ahead, and until next time, have a great trading day ahead. Bye now.